basil, crushed tomatoes, some dry yeast, some high gluten flour. If you don't have high gluten, that's okay. You can use regular flour. And a little sugar. For our sponge, we're going to combine 2 ounces of flour, a tablespoon of sugar, a tablespoon of our yeast, more or less. We're going to whip in a cup of hot water. Not boiling water, just out of the faucet hot. About 130 will do it. And we just mix that together and let that stand for about 20 minutes. In our mixer, let's start with 4 cups of flour. And a teaspoon of salt. Here's the sponge for our pizza. It's kind of a starter. We combine the yeast and the sugar and the flour and the hot water. What this does is it gets the yeast really going strong too. The sugar feeds the yeast and the flour just kind of holds it all together. That's kind of why they call it a sponge, because it's just going to inflate. This is going to be the last thing that we incorporate to our dough. Slowly, just to get the dough forming. Here's our crazy sponge. And then we're just going to add that in. While our sponge is working, we're going to get to our tomatoes and our basil. We just want a nice small dice on our tomatoes and a chiffonade of our basil. I'll show you what that's about. While all that's working, let's just put a little dice on our tomatoes. All we want is just a little dice on them. And the chiffonade of basil is actually a term that refers to a very fine slice. So roll your basil up tight. Just cut it so it's as thin as you can get it. That's what we're looking for. In a steel bowl, I'm just going to add a little kosher salt to it. Give it a quick mix, and that's our bruschetta. And our dough's pretty much done. This is what we're looking for. Something really glutinous. You just want to rip it like that. It's a nice dough. Here's our nice big dough ball. We're going to get 3 nice sized pizzas out of this. So what we want to do is cut it into thirds, or about thirds. We can take one. Use it today, use it now. We can take one, wrap it in saran wrap, and take another one, wrap it in saran wrap, and freeze it. We're going to take just a little bit of flour. Just a little bit. Get started just by pushing it out. And we'll just take a rolling pin, make it nice and round, or maybe not round. There's our crust. If you want, you can practice tossing. Yeah, just by getting your fingers under there. Stretch, stretch.